Have you ever heard the story of the belled buzzards? Can you imagine? Wouldn't it be really creepy if a bunch of buzzards flew over your house and they were wearing bells? Can you imagine how creepy it would be? So here, this was from the Richmond, Virginia Dispatch way back in the day. For some time, an unaccountable noise at certain hours of the day has disturbed the comfort and tranquility of many a mind in one neighborhood of King George County. And at the moment when many were about ready to accept the theory that these invisible sounds of mournful mingled music were war signs from heaven, a buzzard sailed close by with a combination bell swinging from its neck, jingling forth in touching tones, and the mystery was solved. The belled buzzard also had long streamers or sashes suspended from its neck and its tail, but whence it cometh or whither it goeth is not known here. Spooky, huh? Most of the sightings or hearings caused people to believe, as you might imagine, that belled buzzards foretold death, that they were telling about death that was coming. One legend tells the story of a belled buzzard harassing a man after he killed his wife, and finally the man could take no more of the belled buzzard's judgment, and he went and turned himself in for killing his wife. There's an explanation for belled buzzards because it's really common. You'll hear the story that's been documented like in Tennessee and Arkansas, obviously Virginia, different places. So this in the Arkansas Dispatch, I believe it was called, there was a story that told how it happened, how it came about. So there's some little boys and they found an infant buzzard, a couple of buzzards, and they kept them as pets. Well, their mother, once they got big, she wanted them to get rid of the buzzards, so they decided they had to set them free. But before they set them free, they tied bells on their necks so they would always know where they were at. So that makes you wonder if that's where all the belled buzzard stories came from. So my first introduction for them came from Gary Carden. He's a storyteller here in Western North Carolina. And he notes that belled buzzards primarily foretold the death of those who had achieved great wealth and power. No ringing buzzard bells for the folks like you and me, in other words. Carden also provides the last recording sighting of a belled buzzard. The last recorded sighting of Death's Messenger was on a Friday evening in, depends on where you're from, how you say it. You could say Leicester, North Carolina, or you could say Leicester, North Carolina. August 13th, 1926. The witness, a farmer named Ed Reimer, was quoted as saying, "At first I thought my cows was in the corn again." Reimer went out to take a look and saw the great bird flying slowly up the valley. Reimer listened to the fading dirge of the bell and wondered about its destination. Apparently, Reimer was not the least apprehensive about his own fate. Several days later, another man, Eugene Slaughter, in nearby Newfound, said he saw the bird flying point in formation of 4. The buzzards were headed west, he said, but only the leader was belled. Have you ever heard of belled buzzards?